Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Cottagecore books. I'm just gonna call it that. I know that is not a genre of book, but I was gonna call it that. And today I will talk about, well, before that, there is noise happening because there's repair and construction, and they decided, the people that are doing that on the building decided that we should all listen to the radio that they have on, so yeah, you guys may listen to that. So I'm gonna try to be quick so that doesn't get too yucky. Anyway, I'm gonna talk to a book that had a read along on this month and I completely failed because I had more stuff to do and I just kinda saw what was happening and I didn't interact with it. I will leave the links, and it is Once Upon a River by Diane Satterfield. Again, love this book and this is a total recommend. Like I'm trying to think more ways to say go read this book. Now, quickly, what this book is about. When the book starts, we are introduced to this one. It is a tavern slash inn in like the margins of the Thames, and it is a place to connect with storytelling and yeah, basically storytelling. And the very beginning, after we are introduced to that, we meet the character that's going to be two characters going to be very important, really, because there is a mysterious man that just enters the inn carrying a dead girl, and he's being helped because he passes out. He's gonna help the man. They put the dead girl away, and some hours passes, and the dead girl is not that dead anymore. And basically the whole plot of this book is trying to see who the dead girl is after they identify the man and see if she is in any way connected with the three other girls that went missing around the river. Now, why I'm giving you this as a cottagecore book? Because it is passed in a very rural setting. It is around the River Thames. There are some cottages, there are bigger houses too, but there is a farmhouse that is important, and it does have all that cozy, slow living vibes. Like, it is a period romance, not romance. It's historical fiction. The world wasn't coming. It is historical fiction. Now that's the only flaw that I found with it that didn't bother me, but I have to put it out there. It is a little bit hard to identify exactly when this is going. It didn't bother me because whenever I start reading historical fiction and I cannot see where I should be, I kind of float over the options, and usually tends to be around Victorian era when I cannot like pinpoint, and then I start looking at clues, and since there is mention to cameras, I think it's like late Victorian era. So yeah, that's my flaw with it. If it bothers you, that kind of thing, go with that in mind. But story-wise, this is amazing. Characters, there is a vast cast of characters here that are lovable and hateable and humane and really, really nice portrayal. And there is a lot of representation here too. There is characters of color, there is someone in the spectrum, and there is another character that is not said, not like implied, but she does have some kind of either learning disability or disability slash mental problems because trauma. There is something going on. She's not completely healthy or mentally sound, let's put it like that. Also sociopathical characters here. There is lots of diversity characters here that sound, oh, and disability too, that sound it just sounds real. It makes it sound very real because it has like a very vast of characters with lots of different lots of different flavors. Let's put it like that. But also, this is a slow book. We have the mystery, but it's slowly getting solved while you go and see the characters' backstories and connections, and at the same time as you learn about the themes and how these people look at the river and interact with the river. The river is really important. Just, it is, well, it is important because a lot of the things happen on the river, but it just gives a really nice ambience, and it sometimes feels like this is love letter to the river Thames, especially the places where it passes like more into the countryside and where it's like more free of all of those constructions around it, and only like has little houses here and there, like properties, then places where people pass daily from one side to the other to the river just to see people, that kind of feeling. So it has a really rural feeling, very calming, very slow living. Again, since it is historical fiction, if it goes to the countryside, it usually has that feeling, and it is pretty. It's just a pretty how to say, nice read basically. It also has here, it has a little bit of romance. I mean, it's not the focus, it's the story about other characters. It has one of my favorite couples here, like ever, that I have read. I just want to hug them and like wish them happiness and say that everything is gonna be okay. Because it's one of those characters that you don't see like big love declarations or anything, but you can just see how he looks at her and how she kind of leans into him, that they just so good together, just naturally loving each other, and you are just like, yes, yes, give me all of those vibes. It's amazing. It's really amazing. Okay, I know I'm geeking a lot about this book because I really, really love it. Just too good. I had something else to talk about this book, and I don't remember what it is because I start ranting about things that I like. So yeah, I mean, one of the things that I wanted to say is that I'm saying all of this, but this touches really touchy subjects, like really like strong hitting subjects. So I don't want to spoil anything by saying what those subjects might be, but it is one that you may want to see the trigger warnings if that's a thing for you, so just bear that in mind. And yeah, of course this is a total recommend, and just like I want to just grab you and just give you all the kinds of books, just start flinging these books like opera. Have people like, you have a book, you have another book. Now, I remember what I wanted to say. This has an element here that I don't know if magical realism is the term. I have a problem with magical realism. I never know when magical realism is magical realism or it isn't, because there is sometimes that it looks like magical realism because it's a way that the characters are processing what's happening. This has something, but it doesn't. At the same time, it doesn't feel like other books that I know that have magical realism, but it has a little something. It's small. It's really, really small. It's like nothing almost. That kind of goes into this. So yeah, I don't know. If you have read this book, is that magical realism? Please tell me. I need to know. I'm sincerely, usually very confused with magical realism because I never know when it is supposed to be or isn't. It just confuses me. It baffles me. So yeah, let me know if you know if it is magical realism or not. And that's basically for it. Let's not make this video too long. Just make it short. Yeah, Once Upon a River, Diane Satterfield, totally recommend. And if you can get this version with this beautiful cover, it's a plus. I mean, there is one that has a swan. It's not as pretty, and in my opinion, but this one, amazing. And that's all for now, guys. Bye.